Uh, 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 it says going live, gone live. I'm looking around the screen. Please bear with me. Normal service will resume. It has gone live. Cool. I just heard in my headphones. I don't know if that audio will feed through to the stream. It possibly won't. More than it won't. Looking at it, there isn't exactly a lot of options with this to do anything other than just camera and headphones. All right, let me find the page so I can see. Yes, it is going live. I'm guessing there is volume. Let me just check. I can hear, yes, and there's the echo. Turn it back down again. Leave it for a sec. Hello, everybody. Welcome. This is not exactly Sol Excalibur on a moon day evening. It is a moon day today. It's just gone 8 p.m., 2000 hours, 12th, 8th, 2019. Yeah, missed last week because I was having a break and went away for the weekend. So this is not an actual episode. This is me just testing some stuff out. I've got Peter and Gary on a Skype call at the moment, but I was hoping we might be able to do a screen share or something like that with this new function, but it doesn't seem to be doing that. There seems to be no option to do that at all. And I can't invite them into this room. So this is YouTube's new version of the simple live stream option. In other words, you go to your YouTube studio page and go through the selections to do a live stream, and it allows you to select a webcam and just start streaming. I scheduled it for 8 p.m. like the normal start time, just so I could, test out the functionality of it. But it seems that it is just limited to, it's just your webcam and headphone, so you can stream personally, but you can't connect to anybody or anything else. Can't do any screen sharing, can't show you anything on screen. I can't even put up a picture or anything. And I can't invite other people in. Nah. Oh well. So it is just a testees. We've had multiple testees. I will make quick comment. Hello to everyone in the chat room. Thanks for joining. Quick. I'm glad that you spotted it as well. I didn't know whether YouTube would even actually show it in notifications properly. But it has, so that part works. Hello. Ridiculizer, hello. And Paula B, hello. Yeah, testes, it is all bollocks, exactly. Gary Ord, hello. And Michael Allen, hello. And Dave Iron, hello. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, it is just a test broadcast. And yeah, the video is buffering a little bit as well, which means obviously it doesn't cope too well with I think because the video camera is reset to its normal default settings, so it's trying to grab somewhat higher resolution than I normally have it set on when we were doing the Hangouts. Yeah, looking at the page, it's coming through. It might be meant to be HD. I don't think it's quite getting there. That might be down to the internet buffering and whatever. But that doesn't really matter. That is of no consequence for the way I'm normally doing stuff. Michael put in the chat, have a look at Zoom. Yes, I will at some point look at other possibilities. I've been sort of mooching a little bit, but having been away and busy for the last week or so, I haven't had much time to look at stuff yet. Somebody did mention Zoom last week, or the week before it would have been, wouldn't it? Yeah, just after we did the last show. And Super Leads posted me a link to another one. I can't remember the name of it now, which I will try and get to look at as well. And just as a sort of note that about that. If you tried to post links under one of my videos or something, YouTube seems to be automatically just putting them out of view without giving me any notification that there is a new comment awaiting approval or some crap like that. They're not going into spam, but what it's doing is under the video, it will, when you tune into a video page, in the comment section, it shows you the highest rating comments first. And if one of the comments happens to have a link in it, they don't show up. So you go to the page and you look at it and you just see nothing, no comments. You click filter to select show newest comments first, and then boom, there they are. So it's sort of shadow banning a little bit, because they know full well that most people, when they first tune into a page, you open up a page, a video page, and you start watching the video, you might scroll down, and if you see there are no comments there, you'll probably just go, oh, there's no comments for this video, oh, won't bother then. Because most people suffer from that element of they won't join in until somebody else starts. So if they see that somebody else has already posted a comment, they have a higher likelihood of thinking, oh yeah, I'll post a comment, I want to say this, I want to post that. Whereas if you just see a blank, puts a lot more people off from actually being the first. Most people don't want to be the first because it stands out so much and things like that, whatever. YouTube is obviously relying on that fact that for most people, they'll scroll down and they'll just see blank, no comments, and they'll think, oh, nobody's commenting on this guy's video or this person's video. Whereas really, you select the filter, select newest first, and then lo and behold, there's comments have been posted. Yeah, anyway, sorry, just a side note, because I noticed that the other day when I realised somebody like Super Leads, he'd posted a link saying, have a look at this video, so, but that weren't showing up under the video. Anyway, this is the webcam live streaming for YouTube. It's not giving me any options to do a lot with it, so it might be usable to a certain degree, but can't really use it for the way we've been doing things. I've got Pete and Gary on a Skype chat, so what we're going to do is just have a chat, record it, and then I'll upload it at some point, so it's going to be a bit more like a podcast, because that functionality is fairly it is simplistic and readily available to do what we want. Skype will allow you to screen share and stuff like that. So if we want to talk about a particular news article, or I want to include an image or whatever, then we do that with that. That's simple enough. And then soon enough, I will have a look at things like OBS, which is a broadcasting system, and Zoom, and the other one that I can't remember the name of off the top of my head that Super Lead sent me the link to. And at some point, I will get live broadcasts going again in the way that we had been doing it. I've been avoiding using services like that because I've only got a basic laptop. I've been doing all this stuff over the years with basic computing ability, in the sense of the technology I've got available to me. If my laptop will cope with running these multiple things all at once, then yeah, no problem. I'll get that sorted and we'll start doing live broadcasts again. If it can't cope with it, then it'll have to wait until at some point I can get better equipment and get it and set up. So just so that people know, it might not necessarily be back to usual broadcast by next week. It might be a week after or another week after. It might take me a while to get stuff sorted out. But in the meantime, I will infrequently upload little videos, or will record a podcast and upload it in that fashion. So it won't be live broadcasts, but we're still going to be doing our thing. We're still doing our conversations and our chatting, and we'll record stuff and put it out there, make it public. Just spotted Super Leads in the chat room. StreamYard. Okay, mate, thank you. I will check the link that you sent me at some point. I'm trying to do multiple things all at once, and I'm not that good at multitasking. But the one other thing I just wanted to have a quick little rant about, because, you can't exactly avoid the news at the moment. And we'll probably talk about this more, and we'll do recording and I'll upload it. But if you hadn't realised, there was this guy in a jail cell, and then all of a sudden they found him dead. And it seems very much like Jeffrey Epstein is Schrodinger's cat, because in the Schrodinger's cat analogy or experiment, you've got this cat in a box. You don't know whether it's alive or dead until you open the box and look. And lo and behold, they had this guy in a cell, this pedo network ringmaster, and they didn't know if he was alive or dead until they opened the door and looked, and oh no, now he's dead. Oh, what a surprise. Oh, we're so surprised and shocked. Oh, what a coincidence. It's terribly unfortunate, but it's too late now. I will recommend listening to Jeff C's broadcast that he put up, recording video that he put up yesterday, I think, talking about the Epstein case on his Jeff Censored channel. I agree with him on what he's saying. This story seems to be deliberately put out in the first place and perpetuated and fueled and turned into this charade that it is now, primarily as a controlling narrative to steer people away from other things that are going on, and also to constantly fuel that pedo panic narrative. The other things I'll note about that, just quickly, just to not ramble on too long, its timing coincides with the 2020 election. It is, on a basic level, it is the same methodology. It's the same kind of narrative. It's almost identical narrative to the Pizzagate story that they used initially to help get Trump into office. So they're repeating the same narrative using the same kind of methodology. When you look deeply into Epstein's connections and the various influence and linkages that there are to certain nation states, and those connections also connect through to Trump. I've ranted about this so often over the last year or two. It is perfectly suited to the situation around Epstein being used purposefully. It's not a organic event that he was being investigated and that they'd got him back in jail and they were going to retry him and open these sealed documents and blah, 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 just because it happened to happen that way at the moment, folks. No, this is all very staged. And my personal opinion on it, you can say it's just opinion and speculation or whatever, but I think the highest probability is that he's not dead at all. He's been taken away somewhere else, because the people that controlled him and used him, because he was just a tool, he was not just some random billionaire pedophile. He was working to enable a network of control, global control. But the people that were using him would not be willing to just give up all the information that is in his head. So they want him back under their watch, within their close confines, so that they can debrief him and extract whatever little bits of info that he's got that they could still find useful that they may not have already had from him. So they wouldn't kill him off necessarily. They could, they might have done. And this is leapfrogging over all the usual possibilities that he committed suicide or whatever. Get away from that, because that's a possibility, but you look at all the coincidences involved in this and you think that's going to be the highest probability of what actually occurred. No, it's a low probability that it was a genuine suicide. More likely that he was either killed off, because it ends the evidence trail with him. There will be things in his head that are not written down or recorded anywhere that are now gone because he's dead. So investigation has been extremely restricted, if not completely stopped or curtailed. And the highest probability, I think, is that no, they wouldn't kill him off, because there's still stuff in his head that they would want. So they'll just disappear him. He's most likely on a beach in that Middle Eastern country, which, you're not supposed to name these days. But as just a few things, just a few really basic, simple questions, critical thinking, observation of the situation, just to, maybe help people see how what I'm saying is not just pure random speculation based on a bias against people or him individually. When have you ever seen photographs of a dead body being wheeled out of a jail with the corpse on open display to the public? When? Ever? You might have seen a corpse in a body bag or covered by a sheet of some kind or something like that. Yeah, you might have seen a body in a body bag get wheeled out. But have you ever seen a body where the head and shoulders are completely exposed so that anybody around can take a photo and see, oh, yeah, it's Jeffrey Epstein? Was it? Was it really Jeffrey Epstein? When have you ever seen that occur? Never. So that was a deliberate photo op. That was a staged photo op so that they could sell the story that he's dead. It's over and done with, folks. Nothing to see here now. All historical. He's dead. He's gone, done, over and done with. At the same time, every single mainstream media outlet, every single one, immediately reported suicide. There was no question. There has been a few sort of wrinkled foreheads and, some consternation about, well, apparently, allegedly, but all of them, and in particular the newspapers, the usual news outlets, all the articles that have gone Jeffrey Epstein suicide, Jeffrey Epstein found dead in his cell by suicide. All of them are already announcing the conclusion before there's any investigation. That, again, is not normal. That's another false flag or red flag warning signal that this is not a normal story. This is scripted. All of those news outlets have been given a handout, probably from Reuters, saying this is the story, this is your headline, this is what you'll run with, this is the strap line to run with. You start looking at those kind of connections and the convenient timing that he died when he did, just after the unsealing of those documents, etc., etc., etc. It's a fabrication, and as I said, the highest probability is that he's been whisked away somewhere and they've just immediately pumped out this narrative that, oh, he killed himself in his cell, blah, blah, blah. And there's various details which I'll chat with the guys about here. Combine that with the 2020 election, Trump immediately after the announcement sending out a tweet saying Clinton body count. That's why I say it's a repetition of the Pizzagate storyline, because that was the same storyline they used then. Yeah, oh, there's a bunch of paedophiles, this network being controlled by the Clintons that he's running out of this pizza parlor. Now it's Jeffrey Epstein connected with the Clintons such that they ended up killing him off because he knew too much about them, blah, blah, blah. It's the same fucking storyline. So, yeah, if you'd been living under a rock somewhere, maybe you didn't realize that Jeffrey Epstein, a notorious billionaire paedophile, happened to be found dead, allegedly by suicide, in his prison cell, etc., etc., etc. Yeah, question that. Check into the information. Think a little bit more critically. Just think about those indications, those little bits of clues, red warning signs, etc. I'm going to leave it at that because I'd prefer to chat with the other guys about this, because there's a lot more that we can say and there's a lot more that can progress beyond just the event of him being allegedly found supposedly dead by possibly suicide, maybe, all that kind of shit. So anyway, thanks again for tuning in. It was meant to be just a little test video. We'll be back again with Sol Excalibur, and what I've said about us doing the broadcast will more likely apply to the reality chat on the reality chat channel that we do on a Wednesday night, that Peter hosts on a Wednesday night. Obviously, same for that. We'll try and get a live broadcast sorted out as and when we can. But we'll also do little videos or podcasts or something in between time until we get something different going. Thanks again, folks. Thanks for joining in the chat. I can see the chat on this actual screen as well, which is a lot better. Saves me trying to have multiple screens open. Roberto Carlos, hello. Super Leads, hello. And James Owen, hello, mate. And then I saw one other name in there when I was Neo Dog, hello. And Zero Infinity, hello. Right, I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to click the end stream button. We will be back soon enough, folks. Thanks again. I'm sure you can find plenty of other good stuff to be doing. Why are you doing this? Go and do something more interesting instead. We'll catch you again soon, folks. Take care. Click the button.